Mississippi. Online at PearlRiverResort.com. And by Tuscaloosa Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Online at TuscaloosaCDJR.com. And by Two Dimes. Online at twodimes.club. And by Druid City Regional Medical Center. DCHSystem.com.
Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property's appeal? Hey, I'm Christian Miller, and at Asphalt Restoration, we transform driveways and parking lots with expert repairs, new paving, or resurfacing. Fast, durable, and family-owned quality that you control.
All right, welcome in, guys. I know we're a little behind schedule on here, but we've been playing the interviews from yesterday on the radio side of things. We weren't able to start the stream up. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties on my end, man. I mean, it's one thing after another. Literally, first it was getting our camera / mic to connect. I was having issues with that. Then I finally figured that part out. I thought I did. And then my whole internet on my PC is completely just ineffective. It's not even connected. So, yeah. As you guys can see, the angle looks different. I literally had to get my laptop and connect everything to my laptop and try to just make do with what we've got. So we are back. We will be rocking and rolling for another hour and 5 minutes or so. We're on a commercial break right now. Yeah, we're still on a commercial break. But nonetheless, we're here. And the thing was, we were going to get those interviews one way or another, probably. I don't know if we would have got all of them, but it is what it is. Oh, thank you. New thumbnail looking good, man. Listen, I was up last night, couldn't sleep, and I was like, you know what, man? Let me just get a little creative and see what we can come up with. So thank you, man. Yeah, I did that last night. But yes, we're a little behind, but here we are. So our IT department asked if you tried rebooting. Man, when I tell you I've rebooted my PC probably 100 times this morning. I mean, it's honestly ridiculous. I've rebooted the PC. I've got like the Wi-Fi, I guess, antenna adapters in the back. I've, unplugged those, plugged them back in. I mean, I feel like I've done everything, guys. It's been one of those excuse me. It's been one of those mornings, but it's all good, man. We're here. Can't let it stop us, man. Can't let it stop us. So we still got a whole nother hour to talk some football. We'll dive into some of these talking points for today. Definitely give a little bit of an early preview on South Carolina. I was trying to pull up the tape, at least on here. And I can't even get logged in there. I mean, I kid you not, guys. It's honestly, it's almost funny at this point. Like it won't even let me log into the service to pull up the game tape on the laptop now. So I don't know, guys. Some don't want us to do the show today, but it's all good. Nothing make you feel like a boomer and technology that doesn't work. You know what's crazy? I used to be so good with tech. Like I was that guy in middle school jailbreaking the not iPhones, but iPod touches, right? If you guys remember, basically it was an iPhone with no service. I mean, I was like jailbreaking it with the winterboard themes and like doing all type of stuff. And yeah, now it's like something goes wrong. I'm like, man, what do I do? I'm like, dang, maybe I am getting older.
The case in this, I like.
But all good. We're gonna rock and roll, guys. We're gonna rock and roll. If you guys got any things you want to hit on, or any questions or anything, man, go ahead and shoot them. Because we listened to all the press conferences. I didn't get to hear all of it because I've been trying to troubleshoot all of this. But we'll piggyback off of that. We're gonna have to go to another break anyway, so I'll be with you guys talking for a second.
Our website, actual break.
We'll come back for like 2 minutes, if that. Unless, Chase, did you combine breaks? I forgot which what we ended up rolling with. Are we coming back for a couple minutes for the top of the hour? Or? Oh, bet. So when we come back, we're just rolling like it's coming out of the top of the hour break. Is that right? All right, perfect. Good deal. That'll work. Has to work with computers in my job. First response is a problem. First response to a problem is a hammer. Man, that's how I felt this morning. But that would definitely put us behind the 8 ball. Can't use that method. Yeah, so about the all 22. So I think we should be good if we just couple seconds at a time. I think that's the biggest thing. Ideally, I mean, maybe literally, I think 3-4 seconds. And I think speeding it up also helps because that shortens the amount of time that we're just letting it run. So I think that's what we'll end up doing is kind of like what we were doing with the YouTube copy, but do it with the all 22. Because one of you guys recommended George Teague. I know him and his son, they do a podcast. And I know when I looked at it yesterday, he actually made a comment about he let a clip play and was like, oh man, I definitely let that one run a little too long. So obviously he has the same issue as well. I thought all 22 tape was just, I guess I thought it was safe from all of that stuff. Yeah, then like that, the film guy, I mean, I know he has it on like a projector, but I mean, he still is just letting the stuff run. I don't know. I mean, if there was a way to just turn off the monetization and then do it like only, do it for like a, I don't know, like a subscribed based thing. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't mind doing something like that. Not like breaking pockets or anything, but just to compensate for turning the monetization off. But the problem is they were threatening to like strike the channel. Like I wasn't even really worried about that part. I'll figure out how to, fix that part. But yeah, but I think just a few seconds at a time is good. So we'll do that. I'm just kind of taking it slow because I feel like our channel's a little sensitive right now. So I feel like I'm just trying to work it back in here.
Plus years of experience.
You got hit with the same thing a few days ago talking about the Kirby timeout debacle. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? So normally we would like after the video, they would hit us with those, but then I would just have the option to cut it out, just trim that portion out, and it was no big deal. But as of recent, they started like suspending things, and then they sent an email saying like this is a warning, and they had completely deleted the last stream, not the last one, but the one from I think Thursday or Friday. Oh no, you're good, Superfly. We just got connected on here. We've had every technical difficulty that you probably could imagine this morning, and we've been playing the coaches press conference from yesterday, which we wanted to get to anyways. So that's what we've been listening to on the radio side of things. But I literally just now got the stream going, and I'm on my laptop. That's why it looks a little different, but hey, man, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. It works. So we'll rock and roll. We're about to come back here in a couple seconds, I believe. It looks like we got my dad on here too. So, and I reached out to, oh, wait, here we go. I think we're coming back now.
And with Christian Miller taking him down. It's time for the Miller's Edge with New York Giants legend and South Carolina.
Yeah, so that podcast, we're still, ready to do it. Slade's back overseas right now, so I'm just trying to figure out if we should try to just run one while he's over there and just kind of just do it. I want to be exactly what we're planning on doing, or just wait until he gets back. So, yes, sir, we'll still get that going too. Don't worry. And I was trying to figure out the copyright stuff as well. And welcome into this Talking Tuesday edition of Miller's Edge, Top 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. Hour number 2 officially underway. Appreciate you guys being patient with us. Now, I know it's been a conference-driven day so far on the radio side of things. I know on our YouTube, everybody's just popping in because we just potted up the stream. When I tell you we've had every type of technical difficulty possible this morning, man, it's been a rough start, but nonetheless, we are here, and we plan on listening to those press conferences anyway, so it has worked out. We were able to hear from Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, and head coach Kalen DeBoer, and then that led us right into hour number 2, and finally, I was able to go to our backup resources. I got my laptop pulled up, a little bit different setup here, but it's all good. We're ready to rock and roll. We still got plenty of time to do so. Obviously, we talked plenty about Tennessee yesterday. We recapped that game from Saturday, big 37-20 victory over the Volunteers, 4 straight ranked wins in a row. First time that's ever been done in the SEC. So obviously our team is firing on all cylinders right now. Don't know if we can say the same about South Carolina coming off of a disappointing loss to Oklahoma. And obviously you guys know what this week means. Me and my dad, we're going at it this week, right? He's a former Gamecock. Obviously, I'm alumni of the University of Alabama. So it's going to be exciting. And nonetheless, we got him here on the show. So we definitely will dive into some South Carolina talk today. I know it says early preview, but now that we've got him on here, he'll definitely be able to give us a lot of insight. He's close to the program. I know he's real close with Shane Beamer, and he probably has a better idea what's going on. I'm not going to lie. From what I've seen on tape, I don't know, man. Haven't been too impressed, but we'll see. We'll see what he has to say. So let's go ahead and welcome him on. Obviously, let you do what you. It looks like you're driving, so I'll let you take your time.
I'm home.
Oh, bet. All right, cool. Welcome in, man. It's that week, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
coming.
that week. It's that week. It's I've been crazy swamped. It's been just absolutely crazy for me. But when you take over a church and people and being a pastor, you talk about hundreds of people to, your own stuff. So going back and forth to Greenville has been absolutely ludicrous. But yeah, I was able to get to my first game, although I've been at the stadium for tailgating at my buddy's condo. I never go to the game, but I went to the game, was on the sidelines against Oklahoma. And, I wanted to see it with my own eyes up close and personal rather than just watching tape. And this team has definitely underperformed all season long. Came out top 10, top 15 team. People was concerned. I remember we talked a lot about this was a potential game Alabama could lose, but I don't think anybody in their right mind even half-heartedly believed that at all right now. It's been a disappointing year for South Carolina. A very disappointing year with Lenore Sellers, one of the Heisman Trophy favorites, haven't played up to his caliber. The offensive coordinator, who Alabama fans are familiar with very, 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 very tightly, with Mike Shula. They're actually doing the students are having a very non-troubling. They are marching. They are doing everything to get rid of Mike Shula. That tells you how bad things are here in Columbia, South Carolina. So they're protesting. He's been here. We've had an offensive line coach. He got fired last week kind of unexpectedly after the LSU game. So there's a lot going on in this program. This team has a lot of talent. There's a lot of young talent, but they also have a ton of injuries. 3 starters went down. So you're talking about playing a Brent Venables defense last week with -3 starters, and the guys that then 2 other guys go down during the game. And so now you're talking about playing true freshmen. Secondary guys beat up, defensive linemen beat up. They just had a hard year. And, to win at a high level, you got to pray and hope that you stay healthy, and especially at those critical positions like offensive line. So not making excuses here at all. I don't think right now they're playing really good football at all. Lenore's has played decent, but everybody is spying. They're just taking him out of the game and daring other people to beat them. And with the offensive line being brutalized from injury, that he don't have a chance. So I don't expect that to change on Saturday, to be honest with you. I hate that. I'll be on the sidelines watching the game, but I don't expect anything to change. Now, it is college football, and we've seen crazy, crazy things happen. So if you're Alabama, you got to go. They're on this high horse, and, you hope that they don't get overly confident, and then you go down to a hostile place. It will be hostile because people are going to come out. They're going to be 82,000 loud people there. And if you go making some mistakes and give this team hope, they'll sneak up and beat you. So, Alabama needs to be careful. But from the outside on paper, I don't think South Carolina has much of a chance.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was watching the tape, and I don't know how much you've been. It sounds like you haven't been able to catch much, but we finally got the all 22 here, right, where I can pull it up wherever. And unfortunately, I thought we were good to go. We've been watching tape, and they've been striking the channel. And anyway, I say that to say I've been watching a whole bunch of South Carolina, really yesterday and today, and y'all's offensive line, brother. So you're telling me there's injuries because they're struggling. The running game is bad. Like you said, I mean, Lenore Sellers, we know what he can do with his legs. He's trying to do what he can, but a lot of people are trying to take him out of the equation. I mean, you do have some good skill guys on the outside, but offensively, man, you guys just, it seems like you just can't figure it out. I mean, you're like dead last in the conference and scoring, dead last and rushing, passing's like 14th. Offensively, it's pretty rough. Defensively, I mean, not too great either.
Defense is pretty good. I mean, they're not bad. They're
not bad. I was about to say they're
pass defense. Yeah, they're not bad.
No, pass defense pretty pretty decent. I know obviously Dylan Stewart is the guy. You got a number of transfers in there, a couple
he's hurt too,
guys.
so
but he should be good to go, right? I mean, I feel like
I think so. I talked to him Saturday. He hurt his hip. I think it was a little hip pointer. That's what it looked like to me. But again, these kids don't wear pads no more. They don't wear hip pads. I mean, so if you get an elbow, which they were complaining about the offensive lineman of Oklahoma playing dirty and elbowed him in his hip and kind of messed that up. But I think he's going to be okay. But here's the bottom line, man. You're right. I mean, this offensive line has been brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this team has had chances. At LSU, they were in the game. I mean, just as bad as they were playing. Last week for a long time, they were in the game as bad as they were playing. They got down. I mean, they had the ball first and inches on the goal line. I mean, but they proceeded
against Oklahoma.
Going to shotgun.
Yeah, I saw that.
They ran the same play 7 or 8 times, and then they had another one down on the other. So this team has chances. I mean, let me just say this. I've been this way with Alabama, and I told you I am fair and balanced in breaking down the football in my analysis. And this coaching staff hasn't been good, especially on the offensive side. I don't like to say coaches need to be fired, but what I will tell you, I'll say it like this: your film doesn't dictate that you are a dude worth paying $1.1 million. And Mike Shula has not been good. And I just don't understand how he's still, if he's not fired, he needs to be demoted because it's been horrible. You got a Ferrari at quarterback. Listen, Lenore Sellers is a Ferrari. And you don't utilize him, right? You are trying to keep him in the pocket. You're running these dumb, very predictable run plays.
They run a lot of zone. It's a lot of inside zone, split zone. That's all they run it, and they use a lot of jet sweeps. Sometimes
and you don't have the offensive line to block that, right? They're getting destroyed. So what do? You run play action. You run boots. You run zips. You run short, quick passing game. You get him outside. You move the pocket. You do things to allow him to be an athlete. He is the best when he's on the run. If you go look at his statistics, he throws a higher percentage outside of the box, on the move. I mean, you're doing nothing as a coach to help a young man play at a high level, period. And people want to say like Booger McFarland, which is a very, very idiotic statement. You're disappointed. Do you even look at the game? Do you even see you got 3 of your best offensive linemen out, then 2 come in, they get hurt, now you're done. Listen, what do you want him to do? What in the world do you want him to do? So this kid is a high-level player. This kid will still go a top 2 round if he decides to. He's 245. He runs a 4.4. He's got a big arm. He can play.
Lenore's?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll still be a top. No. I mean, he's a damn good player. I mean, he just doesn't have help right now.
I mean, but I'm just saying what Booger McFarland is talking about, which is idiotic. I mean,
he's a good player. He's in a rough spot right now. I mean, there's no doubt if he had better offensive line, more weapons around him. No. He's a really good plaer. That's not the problem.
He's a real deal. He is a real deal.
I think his passing is improved so much this year. I mean, I watched him play Missouri and watched the Oklahoma game, and I think there's one more. I'm drawing a blank, but no, I mean, it's not him. He just doesn't really have the help around him. But let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, though. I mean, obviously, you talked a lot about South Carolina. We hadn't heard you talk anything about Alabama recently, and I am just
I
curious
watch
your
every game.
thoughts. Yeah,
I
I'm
watch
curious.
every
I'm
game.
curious. I'm curious your thoughts because I mean, here's the thing: since we've last talked, a lot of the issues that were coming up with this team have been addressed. Pass rush is much improved, which is impressive to me, knowing that we've actually lost guys. But I said Yonze Pierre, man, he's got to step up. We need him to be that X factor on this defense. He's coming off of a 3-sack performance. Yeah, he's really stepped it up. I mean, just the juice.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just the sacks alone, just watching the tape, just watching him, rush the passer. Like he just looks so much more active and confident, and he's just much more of a factor now. The linebacker play, 41 is actually looked, pretty damn good. I still see some bad angles at times, guys, doing some things fundamentally that they shouldn't do, but I feel like linebacker plays better than hell. We've seen some young guys step up. Damani's been, going through a little bit of a rough patch, but DJ Lee, stepping up in his place, and a guy like Red Morgan last week being able to come in the game. They're, picking on Deshaun Jones in that slot. Staley was really working them, and they sub a young guy in there, and he, does, some really good stuff. So what I'm getting at is a lot of the things that we talked about needed to be better. Offensive line play, right? Been a little inconsistent. Running game wasn't really there. One really there this past week, but the 2 weeks prior with Jam coming back, it started coming along. They're still not fully consistent. They're still rotating some guys, but they held a Tennessee defensive line that, led the country or second in sacks, number one in sack production, to 0 sacks. I know the chips helped them out a lot. Ty, him getting them in the right protection stuff definitely helps too. But anyway, I saw all this to say, in my opinion, Alabama looks like the best team in the SEC right now. I know you got A&M right there in front of them, still undefeated, but to me, Alabama is the team right now in the SEC. What are your thoughts just over the last few weeks of what you've seen out of Alabama after going and getting 4 straight ranked wins, first time ever done in the SEC?
First of all, as I say, one thing people going to say about the Miller's Edge and me and you, that we keep it real. Like when there's need to be criticism, I criticize. Right. And that Florida State game was very much needed. Everything that we said was very much right and very much needed to be said because it was facts. And here's also new facts. They have changed. They have addressed. They have turned things around. Ty Simpson is playing unbelievable. He's, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the country. I think he has set himself up to be a top 10 pick. Going forward, if he can stay healthy. I think the offensive line has performed better, although they don't blow me away. I think the offensive line is still subject to some problems when they play the right team, when they run into somebody that's going to give them some issues. I thank God that you got a Ryan Grubb who understands, hey, I might want to leave Cuevas, so I might want to leave a back to Chip to help out when we playing some guys that got great bend and great speed that can get around the corner. So let's do that. But I also thank God for Ryan Grubb that's smart enough to say, you know what, I got a quarterback that understands quick game, right? Quick passing game. Ball's out of his hands. He's not going to sit there and pity pat and hold it. Although last week a couple of times he did, so, and he yelled at him about that. He got on him, get rid of the ball. It may get rid of, stop trying to do too much. So, Ty's still making some immature mistakes, but not a lot to hurt your football team. So I'm excited what the offense is doing. But hey, shout out to Cuevas, who's phenomenal tight end position, blocking and catching it. He gives them a intermediate short passing game that seems to work to bail him out. I like what Jeremy Bernard. I like Ryan Williams bouncing back. Hey, he dropped some passes that people got on him. I got on him, but kudos to him for coming back. And then last week making some incredible passes, things that we've come to know, adjusting, contorted, with his body and things like that, and making some big plays. So number one, the transfer from Miami. So they got guys, number 17. They got receivers that are making plays offensively, and you got a quarterback that understands the system, that is getting rid of the football, that's not taking a ton of sacks. So that's that. Defensively, it is to me, has stepped up in the front seven. And because that's where I was critical. But the area that I thought would be better, the back end has not been better. The young guys have stepped in and played well. I'm a little different. disappointed, I should say, sometimes, and the consistency. Catch this, the consistency in number 18. He's not. He still makes a lot of mistakes. He will get you a pick, but he's got to play better. Number one, I wanted to jump through the TV and put him in the headlock 2 weeks ago. I mean, I don't know. I would have cut him and told him to go get out that uniform. That's how horrible he was. And they put him on the bench. They put him on the bench because he was terrible. I don't know if his girlfriend broke up with him. I don't know if his Cash App didn't come through or the car lot took his car. I don't know what happened, but he was out there playing like straight boo-boo, right? Straight boo-boo. And they replaced him. And sometimes, how do you get a guy's attention? Put him on the bench. And I've been saying that. Make them understand this is unacceptable. So I like what Womack did there. But I still think the secondary, if they play a very proficient passing team, is going to have problems. Now, the good news is pass rush is better, but I still think it needs to be much better. And they played a good Tennessee team that tosses it around, put pressure, they use the whole field. I'm happy how they're playing overall. I think Alabama is a top 5 team, and I think they're consistent based on what they've accomplished. And so when it comes to the SEC, listen, it's going to come down to some critical games. Now, I think the end of their season really is not going to be hard. I think they find themselves in the SEC championship game, and they're going to beat LSU. They're going to beat Auburn. They're going to beat
Oklahoma's probably the toughest challenge remaining.
Oklahoma.
And I said before we played Tennessee, I said Tennessee before we played Tennessee. Tennessee was probably the biggest challenge they had left. And after seeing the way they played that game and the fact that they still left a lot out there. I mean, we could have played much better in that game. Granted, Tennessee shot themselves in the foot a whole bunch of drops that they had. We knew the big play on the goal line. Again, as much as we criticize the play call, which I do agree and I stand by, that was a bad pass. I mean, really, you still probably could have made something out of it. But still, anyway, with all that being said, the fact that we played Tennessee like that, maybe Oklahoma, and I could see Auburn kind of making that game a challenge. I don't think it's – how do I explain this? I don't see us really I don't see us losing that game, but I could see just knowing how it is going to Jordan-Hare and playing Auburn, knowing their defense is, they've got a good front themselves. They'll get after you. I could see them making it a close game, but I'm with you. I mean, I'm pretty confident that as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, we should win out. Now, I know that's jumping the gun, but it's just from what I've seen from LSU, even Oklahoma, Auburn, and South Carolina, we are a better team on paper than all of those teams. Now, I do know that, any given Saturday, you can lose a football game. If you don't show up, some things don't fall your way, momentum swings, whatever the case may be. But on paper, we are a better team than anybody we have remaining on the schedule. And I feel pretty confident about that. So I'm with you there. You good there?
I can't hear you.
Oh, all right. Don't worry. Well, we got to hit a timeout anyway. So we'll do this. We'll hit a quick timeout. We come back. I know we got some folks lining up on the phone lines. I want to hear from you guys. I know we got KJ on here. We got Pat. We'll go to you. We'll continue to give a little bit of an early preview on South Carolina. Obviously, my dad's boots on the ground there, right? Got a lot of connections there. So we'll keep picking his brain a little bit. Plus, I'll give you my thoughts on what I've seen from these guys on tape as well when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Planning a tailgate in the quad before the big game?
All right. There it goes. Let's see. We got some questions. QD, what's up? Is it Keena or Kinda? I always I feel like it's going to be Keena. But but again, that's just looking on paper. We are a better team than the remainder of our schedule. I'm not saying that just means we automatically win now, but to me, I feel like our toughest challenges are behind us. But I don't overlook anybody. Trust me, I know as good as anybody, man. Be where your feet are. That's been instilled in me since I was in school here. Christian, what do you say to people that say if we had not intercepted that ball right before the half, we might not have won that game? I personally think it's crazy talk. Well, you might think that I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I don't think it's crazy talk. If I'm keeping it honest with you, man, that's a 14-point swing, potential 14-point swing in that game, right? I mean, they potentially could have scored 4. Excuse me, could have scored 7. We ended up taking 7. That's why we call that a 14-point swing. Okay, Keenan, I got it right. Perfect. That being said, I'm not saying, oh, that doesn't happen, we don't win the game, but I think that game would have been a whole hell of a lot different. Because if you guys remember, we did get the ball coming back, but we went 3 and out. Then I think after that, was that the fumble that happened? I'm just saying, I mean, Tennessee's a solid team, and I think the philosophy just changes completely when you go into the half when you could have been down 2 points, because I think it would have been like 16-14, or even if it was 16, 10, if they kick a field goal, versus you being down 23-7 going into the half. I mean, that's a totally different ball game. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's crazy talk. But I'm not saying, oh, we wouldn't have won the game. I think it just would have been a whole hell of a lot closer. But even as big as that play was in the game, and I do feel like that was a huge gut blow, I look at other factors. I mean, all the drops that they had. I mean, it felt like they would take 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards, right? Like they marched down the field. Then they have the bad snap, you know what I mean? And they're already in that fringe field goal range. I mean, like they played pretty sloppy, man, if I'm just being honest. They played pretty sloppy, but I think, you know, we did a lot of things to also contribute to that, right? I think the pass rush, you know, definitely was one thing. That big hit on him where it hurt his neck, you know what I mean? Was another. The receivers drops. Maybe that was the environment. Maybe it was the crowd. I don't know. I do know they came into the game with a number of drops. But, I mean, I feel like they literally, it was everybody. It wasn't just one guy. Yeah, other people can do breakdowns, but we just have to keep it to a few seconds. So we'll bring it back. I'll bring that stuff back up, but I'll probably wait to do it maybe a little bit after, because it's hard to do it because, again, we're live on radio. So I can't do too much of a breakdown while we're on air, just because I don't want to lose our radio listeners.
What happened with all 22?
Next drive. Exactly. So it was 3 and out, then we fumble. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Think about it. If they did score right there, it could have looked a lot different. Basically, I got the all 22 on here. But then what happened was, I thought it was like free from having to worry about. I thought we could just let plays run, and that's not the case. It's still subject to all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday. This is the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Support Experts, goodfeetkickforcash.com. Check it out right now. 2, make sure you get signed up for the challenge, the Good Feet Kick for Cash challenge that they do at the home games. You get a chance to kick a field goal. You start with, is it the 10-yard, right? You make that, you move to 20, make that move to 30, up to $1,000 that you can win. And if you don't make anything, you still get a prize on behalf of the Good Feet Store. So make sure you do that, goodfeetkickforcash.com. Do it right now. All it takes literally 5 seconds. Your name and email. That's it. And if you're dealing with any type of pain, make sure you head on over to the Good Feet Store, goodfeet.com for more information. But again, you got one here in Tuscaloosa. You got Midtown Village. There's one, literally, I think there's 5 total in Alabama, but they're also throughout the country. So make sure you guys check them out. Again, that is the Good Feet Store. Improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Yeah, about time the POP does show up. He is here. Obviously, it's South Carolina week. He is in the Hall of Captains there. I'm a former team captain here. Obviously, we definitely, we're going to lean our ways this week. He's an Alabama guy too, but this is that week where we are a house divided. So,
I'm going to be on the sideline, so I'm going to walk over to Alabama sideline. I'm going to find J-Mo. I'm going to find Cash. I'm gonna find, Chap. I'm gonna find Denzel. I'm gonna go hug on the boys. Matter of fact, you know who I saw at the game on Saturday was Hootie Jones.
Yeah,
Your
he lives
former
in
team.
Columbia.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I was at halftime. I was going inside, and he was like, "Man, Corey." He's like, "Man, I'm Hootie Jones now." Hootie looked like he played defensive tackle right now. I
Come
mean,
on,
good.
man.
No, he big. He big boy. He's big. I mean, at least a
He
linebacker.
ain't that big. I just, maybe
No, no, no,
linebacker.
no, no,
I
no,
just
no.
seen Hootie not long ago.
No, Hootie about 250. He about
Might
250.
be.
No, he
He
had
from
250.
he from Louisiana, so they eat
No,
good
but
down there.
he had his Gamecock hat on. He says girl works for South Carolina, and so he's also a Gamecock fan now too. But we're gonna hook up on on this weekend, and he said holler at him, but he wanted to come on the show. So
Tell him to jump on here. Look, man, we
well,
got
you got it.
great.
I didn't get his number. He said you had his number.
Yeah,
So
I'll shoot him a text. So we got Crazy Tony Brown coming on here soon. He just dropped a new single, man. He's doing music right now, and so I told him, yeah,
Wait a minute, T Brown doing some music.
yeah. It's called. So he sent me the album early. I got the whole album. So you know what I mean. That's my guy. So I got the whole album early, and the album's good. But he hadn't released that yet. He released one of the singles from it called "Health Is Wealth." I mean, I would just play it real quick, but I don't want to. Can we get copyrighted for that? I mean, hold on.
Everything. Well,
Yeah, everything. Here's a little snippet though. Yeah, the beat. I mean, it's a good beat. Hold on, let me. I don't want to get copyrighted.
See if I can get him into some gospel rap, then see if he can hook up.
Here we go.
I don't know why I thought peace came with wealth. I done got some wealth and it broke me to pieces. Ripping me apart, man, feeling like recess. And she just wanna play.
Yeah, all right. See, it's smooth though. It's smooth. You know what I mean? Like a little bit different kind of flow. He's gonna come on the show and talk about it, and obviously.
Well, I mean, listen. Everybody think peace comes with wealth, which is the biggest lie there is. I preach on that one all the time.
He's spitting facts on there. He's
that's
it's some good music, man. Yeah, I'm glad he sent he sent me the album like it's a few weeks ago, man. He hit me up and was like, I want you to check out my music. He's like, let me know what you think, honestly. I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Now, what would happen though? Let's go back to what would happen if Lenore Sellers go out there and play like crazy in South Carolina, Bama? Because what's going to happen? They're going to have some controversy. They're going to have some adversity in these games. I mean, when you go on the road in the SEC, we've seen it all year long. We can talk about how bad they have played, but I promise you right now, South Carolina backs is against the wall. I'm going to say this. I don't expect South Carolina to win, but I'm just telling you what I know. This right here is a trap game for Alabama, and you talking about you have a desperate team like South Carolina that's going to do everything in their power because this game right here can flip their season. I mean, you talking about maybe not get. They still got to go to Ole Miss. They got to go to Texas A&M. They got Alabama this weekend. I mean, they're going to beat Clemson because Clemson's terrible. They're going to beat Coastal Carolina. That's 5 wins. They're going to have to beat somebody to make a bowl game. And so, Alabama last time they was here, I remember that. You and I went to the game. This was back when you just got drafted, I think 2019, 2020, that year. The last time they came to Columbia where Najee Harris went off, Tua Tagovailoa went off in that ball game. But before then, it was in 2010, the last time South Carolina and Alabama played in Columbia where South Carolina beat Alabama when they were the number 1 ranked team in the country. So I'm just saying, this is one of them games. Yes, South Carolina has played terrible, but they have been in games and they just kind of, they are getting some guys back, I think, this week. You best believe Shane Beamer, there's pressure mounting here. A team that had all of this promise. Finally, they won 9 games last year. Should have won 10, but they lost the bowl game. People thought they should have been a playoff team, right? And they got this guy, the most important position at quarterback coming back, who's one of the best in the country last year in Lenore Sellers. And they haven't performed nowhere up to their potential. And so this is I'm telling you right now, nobody expects South Carolina to win. Nobody's going to expect them to win this game at all. But I'm just here to tell you that they're going to put everything into this game. Everything is 3:30. The fair is gone now. Things are going to start. So, listen, I'm just trying to tell you, Mike Shula, who was at the head coach at Alabama, not a good one, by the way. I think he had
No,
one winning year as a coach in 4 years. But listen,
he's got some
big,
extra motivation. It's true.
yeah, but he better have some because
Right.
there's people, I'm telling you, they're protesting today in Columbia, South Carolina, on campus, fired Mike Shula. And
Mm.
so there's a lot of pressure happening. And think about what's happening in the SEC. Billy Napier, fired. Arkansas coach, fired. People talking about fire Brian Kelly at LSU after losing to Vanderbilt. I mean, there are people getting fired, James Franklin, fired, which is the most ludicrous thing ever. I get it, he lost him. But look at this man. It's the second most winning to Joe Paterno, I think. I mean, fired. I mean, they're talking about
Seats are
people got
hot.
$50 million buyouts and people are getting fired. Lord, please, Jesus, give me a job at coach for 2 years with a buyout like $40 million. They can fire, bro. I would moonwalk out the stadium.
I said on the show, I said, if y'all want to pay me $20 million
It's
to stop
absolutely
doing this
ridiculous,
show,
man.
I will pack up and you guys won't see a broadcast on this stream. The best job right now is being a failed head coach. That's a fact. But you got to be good first to get the big contract. Then you got to
do something. But
gotta do
listen,
something
I
good
mean,
first.
the Shane Beamer buyout's on like $5 million. Dabo's buyout, 50-something million dollars.
Mm.
I mean, so here, let me say this because it's been college football. There's not a dominant team in college football. Let's just get this right.
Well,
There's
listen,
not one.
Not one, but I will say Ohio State, Alabama.
They ain't played nobody. Ohio State haven't played.
They haven't. But listen, they haven't, and I know that does probably contribute to some of this. But I like their defense. They got two middle backers that are 6'4" and 6'5" apiece that look like damn action figures, can work the edge. I mean, I don't know where they recruit linebackers out of Ohio State. But I damn sure
they got $20-something million, and they spending money.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's true.
here's my thing. Okay, Ohio State, Oregon lost. Watch out for Indiana. Everybody talking about Indiana. I'm still not buying them, but boy, they made the playoffs last year, and again, and Ohio State don't play them. I mean, so you got Oregon, you got Ohio State, Indiana, and the Big Ten, right? In the SEC, you got a plethora of teams. I mean, even like Ole Miss, don't count them out just yet. Don't count Georgia out. Georgia might be the most resilient.
Defense for Ole Miss is just is too leaky right now.
Yeah, it's leaky, but that quarterback is phenomenal. A Division II guy.
He's a good player.
Texas A&M, I ain't buying Texas A&M at all because I don't think they played a difficult schedule. I mean, they went down to Arkansas, a team that's on life support. That they barely get out of there with the win. I mean,
now, to be fair, that quarterback at Arkansas is really
he's good. He's the real deal. But I'm just saying, the SEC got 10 teams that are pretty daggone good, right?
True.
And so Big Ten got
Vandy might sneak. Vandy might fool around and sneak in either a playoff.
Vandy's a good team, man. But
yeah,
here's my problem, man. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. I mean, Vanderbilt still don't have. If you look at their roster and they getting off the bus, you're not sitting there going, "Daggum." If it was a pickup football game, you probably gonna pick half their players. But coaching matters. The system you run matters. And this coach who played at Vanderbilt, who I think was a defensive coordinator at what was he at Ohio State or somewhere before? I mean, so he's a real deal, right?
He's
and you got Pavia, who's got an alpha male that's a dog that he just goes out there and balls. I don't think he's just as flashy good like that, but he's a winner. And he's about 48 years old. I mean,
I think what they do best is they put their guys in position to make plays and to be the best that they can be. They understand their personnel and they maximize that. And like you said,
and just keeping it a buck, Alabama don't wow me like they used to. The old Alabama teams, like they don't wow me. Like they get in the games where at that time they don't look good. They still have a very inconsistent running game. Very, very inconsistent. And what scares me about them against upper edge competition is somebody's going to just dare them to throw something like to throw 45 times. Kind of like what happened at Florida State. And that's what we got. And I think that's going to start being some game plans. They're going to say, you know what? They can't run the football. Nobody's scared of whereas Justice Hayes looked like a monster in Michigan. Right. So my point to you is Alabama still scares me a little bit. And I know they beat some teams. They beat Georgia, which to me that's a street cred game because them dudes had won many in a row, and how they hung in there and won that game, that was big. They ain't looked great beating Vanderbilt. Although they won. They beat ranked opponents, but they haven't been just flawless. So I'm just saying this
Well,
to
but
say
let,
this.
but let me let me. Oh, here, I'll let you finish that point. Now, I'll respond. Go ahead.
I'm just saying there is no team right now in the SEC. It's going to be Ole Miss. It's going to be Georgia, Alabama, whoever can hang on and not lose that game, like at South Carolina or at a team on the road where you think they're going to win, they come up short and lose. That's going to happen every year in November. Those last 4 or 5 weeks, you can take this to the bank. They're going to be upsets. It always happens, and this year it's probably the best year that there's going to be a lot more of those that happen because I think there's so much parity because of transfer portal, because of how recruiting shakes out to be now. I mean, there is not Ohio State, okay. Oregon's a good team. Indiana's a good team. Alabama, Georgia's a good team. Ole Miss is a good team. That to me, your top 6, 7 teams right there. Everybody else, and any of them, everybody else's through 20 can beat those top 6 teams. And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. You just have no idea how this thing. To me, it's about just getting to the playoffs now. If you get to be top 16, everybody in this top 16 this year is going to have a chance.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. I agree that it's really not that one dominant team. I would probably say Ohio State, Alabama, maybe throw in Indiana in there, and then like real close, I would have Georgia, Oregon, like. And I get what you're saying about Alabama, but here's the thing that I will add to that, because I understand where you're coming from, but because it even bothered me that we haven't had a consistent running game. But what's evident at this point through 7, 8 weeks, whatever college football that we've had, when Alabama has something that's not where it needs to be, these coaches are finding ways to lean into other aspects to make up and to compensate for that. For example, like the running game. And we talked with Roman. We talked about, we know that, yes, there's extensions to the running game. We know you can run screens. We know you can run jet sweeps, get guys like Jeremy Bernard involved. But, sometimes like we talk about that, and yeah, it works to an extent, but not like to the extent that I've seen with Alabama. We had Jam Miller rush for 15 yards. You would have never known the way that, we bring Jeremy into the equation. We get Ryan Williams on the jet sweeps, reverse action type deals. And to me, Alabama has an offense right now that's so effective because we've got one of the most dangerous passing threats in the country with Ty, right? Everything that he's doing, he operates like an NFL quarterback. All the pre-snap stuff. I mean, you got to tip your hat to Ryan Grubb and the development that they've had with Ty. Because again, I know everybody's like, oh, well, we had this guy sitting here. Ty was not the player he is right now that he was a year ago, and definitely not 2 years ago. And then you look at the fact that you got guys coming up like Daniel Hill, who Jam, and just to remind people, Jam had a concussion. So, you didn't expect him to be his best last week. I don't think he should have played at all. But it's just like, man, they're finding ways to get guys involved. And when there are some shortcomings in certain places, they find ways to correct it. I know everybody looks at these numbers and we've had trolls talk about, like, oh, the offensive line is so perfect. I'm like, no, anybody watches football can say we've had some leaks. We've had some issues, right? Vandermark's been a liability. Right tackle's clearly a liability. There's a reason they're rotating guys. But what does Ryan Grubb do? He knows that their tackles aren't great against speed rush. He knows they're going against good edge rushers. What does he do? He leaves the tight ends to chip. Something that we hadn't seen the last few years. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but Grubb is smart enough to know he's going to put his guys in the best position. So to me, when I look at Alabama right now with our offense, man, I haven't seen anybody have a true answer to really slow us down. And it's not, and it's weird because it's uncharacteristic. Normally a team that's not consistent running the football and likes to pass the ball a good bit, you don't control the time of possession like we do. And it's like, it doesn't really match up right. It doesn't make sense that we throw the ball so well, don't run it great at times, but we dominate time of possession. And that has been putting these defenses and teams in a chokehold. And this is my theory. We're seeing teams get away from what they want to do because they feel that the way we're dominate time of possession, it puts like this clock in their head, even though the score might not the score doesn't have them that far behind. But when you're watching the game play out, you're like, man, Alabama's going on 6, 7, 8, 9-minute drives, moving the ball, and they can score when they need to score. They're protecting the football. They're not giving it up. These teams are like Vanderbilt, Missouri. Why did Missouri only have 17 carries with their two backs and one of them being the top leading rusher in the country? It's not like they were way behind in points, but they felt that pressure because we were just marching down the field, holding on to the football, dominating. So that to me is definitely a big time threat for a lot of teams. And then last but not least, the fact that our defense is playing much better week in and week out. I know a lot of people, look at, some of the things that we've given up. We still way too many explosive plays at times. But what's funny is if you take away a lot of the explosive plays and you look at the numbers, they're a whole hell of a lot better than they are with those, obviously. But I mean, like Missouri, you're talking about going from, you take away 2 explosive runs, you go from giving up 160 on the ground to only 100. Like that's a big difference, right? Tennessee, they show up 411 yards total, but a lot of it comes at the end of the game where they're just trying to throw the football in desperation mode. So the biggest thing
I
is the
will say
passing
this:
come along.
I'm gonna make a prophetic proclamation.
Go ahead.
Lenore Sellers will have his biggest game on Saturday. And because one of the weakness of Alabama's defense is dual threat quarterbacks. And if Mike Schuler, listen, if he don't get Lenore's and the perimeter moving the pocket and getting outside in space against this Alabama defense where they're struggling, then he needs to be fired on the sidelines. I mean, don't even let him get back to the locker room because that would be the dumbest thing ever. If he tried to sit there and run inside zone against that's the weakness of our team. Our linemen inside. They're not going to block Keenan. They're not going to block Overton. They're not going to block these guys. They're going to eat us up.
Overton is going to have a day.
But so we can't run the ball, right? We cannot run the ball. So we're going to have to throw it 40 times, but it's going to have to be a lot of different kinds of runs. But
they're going to work the perimeter. I'm telling you right now.
They're going at it. They're going to attack. That's the weakness of Alabama's team. And their secondary. So I think this offense is going to have somewhat of a coming out party.
I wouldn't say our secondary is a weakness. If you want to, some of us, we've had a couple guys that have been inconsistent. Like a couple of the corner, like not just like if you're talking about Damani's been really consistent. The Husky, which are slot corner, Deshaun Jones, some inconsistencies there. I'll give you that, but I wouldn't say that has been that consistent. If anything, we just haven't been tested a whole bunch. But no, I'm not worried about that. But like you said, they will hit jet sweeps. They will run screens. They run a lot of RPO. I didn't even get to really talk about what I saw on tape, but it's all good. We got all week to do that. But anyway, let's hit this timeout because I know we got KJ and we got a couple others. We'll try to squeeze them in when we come back on the phone lines right here on the Miller's Edge, Todd 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Of Alabama sports.
Wait, you're on mute. I don't know. Your audio is kind of going in and out. Got too much faith in Mike Schuler. Yeah, no, they've I don't know what. Yeah, just reset it real quick. Yeah, I didn't even really dive into too much about South Carolina's offense, but definitely a lot of jet action, a lot of RPOs, a lot of zone read stuff. But they haven't really. I mean, I have to look at the number of carries Lenore's has, but I feel like they haven't really involved him as much as you would think they would, especially with how much they've struggled. I mean, they're still calling those plays, but not at the extent that you would think. But I mean, that's to me, I think that's really about all they got. Trying to work stuff like that. I mean, maybe then set up some shot plays off of that. But that offensive line, man, they struggle, especially on the interior. I mean, I think LT is probably gonna have himself a day. I'm not gonna lie to you. When he's working out of that 3 or 4, I think he definitely is gonna he's gonna have some opportunities. I got to go back and really watch their tackles a little bit more, but some of those interior guys, man, at least definitely versus Oklahoma. But I don't know. I stand firm. I definitely respect South Carolina. Respect it being on the road. I get it. I said this on my post game show on the network. Without a doubt, I mean, you're talking about a team that is in desperation mode, and a win in a game like this is not going to get them on track for anything, but it gives them something to feel good about, right? Not to mention, like he mentioned, I mean, all the coaching hot seats right now. I mean, they want this game. So I understand all that, but just going off of what I've seen out of South Carolina, I mean, we would have to probably be uncharacteristic in this game, turn the ball over, which we haven't done a whole bunch at all this year. I mean, our turnover ratio is one of the best in the nation. I mean, it'd have to be like one of those situations, and say we just have no answer. And say Lenore's is running, they're controlling the time of possession. We don't have our offense on the field much. I personally feel like it has to be like one of those fluke kind of situations for us to come up short. And I'm not trying to jinx nothing or anything. That's just me giving my honest opinion after watching them. Try talking, see the audio's better.
Yep.
All right, that's good. When we come back, I mean, we got KJ. We're gonna go to KJ real quick. So I mean, we're it's already there. I hate the first hour, man, just littered with technical difficulties, but it's part of it, man. It happens. But second hour has been great. By the way, if you guys haven't already, man, drop us a like, subscribe if you enjoy the show, all that good stuff. You guys already know the drill, man. It always just helps us out, helps the algorithm.
Yeah, I'll probably be back on tomorrow, Thursday, because Shane spoke to the media, so I'll hear what he has to say.
Shoot, I reached out
I'm
to
home
I wanted
for the
to
rest
get.
of the week.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I reached out to Savell, see if he wanted to jump on here too. I know he talks to some of the guys and does some stuff. I messaged him on Twitter. I don't have his number, but if you talk to him, see if he wants to jump
Yeah, I
on
got his
here.
number. I'll send it to you. Nicole Hootie, though.
Yeah, I'll get Hootie on here too. I need to see when Tony wants to come on here. But I just figured this week, I mean, we can get a number of South Carolina guys on here. Just for the heck of it.
Riley texted me, but I didn't get back in time.
Who?
Justin Riley.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right, everybody come
Percent
back.
off. LeafFilter.com/country. See representative for warranty details. This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this Talking Tuesday. It's in the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. All right, here we go. Let's go to the phone lines, 205-342-9904. If you guys on YouTube stream haven't hit that like button already, make sure you guys do that real quick as we wind down. We got KJ up first. KJ, welcome in.
What up, yo? How y'all
there
doing?
He is. What up, KJ?
Corey, I gotta love you, man. I've been on for 45 minutes just to talk to you, Corey.
Hey, bro, you got the text. You just say, man, it's your boy KJ. Holler at me.
I got to, man. But look, so I was like, I got to tackle a couple of quick things though, because I know we got other people on the line. The consistency comment from the weirdo about the O-line, right? Like that was the troll or whatever, right? So Missouri, we started Caden Proctor, Cam Dewberry, right? Brosford, Gino, and then I think it was Will Formbo, right? That was Missouri. Fast forward to this week, I don't know if they know, but Caden Proctor started. Gino actually started. What was it? Left guard. Brad started center, from my understanding, and then the right guard was Roberts, and then the right tackle was Carroll. So how is that the most consistent unit when we're starting consistent different people, starting linemen game to game? Like how that's not consistency at all.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It honestly, it really didn't make any sense. And literally all I said was we hadn't been necessarily great in pass pro, and we need to get that cleaned up because we faced some really good fronts movement. Like that was what I said. So I don't, and which is literally what happened. They played better.
In terms with the running game too, because I know we've been talking about the running game. Like I really give props because that was my biggest concern. I thought Grubb was going to be pass happy. He's still consistently staying with the run, even though that they're not, just to keep the defense honest. Even though that they're not running the ball, you know what I mean, at a good level, he's still staying with it. He hasn't abandoned it yet, even with this prolific pass offense. he still hasn't completely abandoned it. So I got to give him his props for that.
Yeah, and then he even works the extensions of it, and that's what I was saying too. Like, you're right, he's committed to it, but even though it might not be there, he's not giving up on it. But he also knows he can work Jeremy Bernard in there on some jet stuff. He can work Ryan Williams on a reverse. He can do the quick screen stuff. You know what I mean? So I've been really impressed with Ryan Grubb, but I think everybody kind of
last game
do that.
Last game against Tennessee, I think our yards before contact was like 0.0. Like we didn't even get a yard before contact last game. So
listen, this is why I'm saying they're gonna struggle with South Carolina a little bit, because one of the things that they should take advantage of South Carolina's in the run game, and I don't think they can. So if they go and become pass happy, well, that's where South Carolina's best. They want the best in the SEC pass defense.
If y'all are weak there, if y'all are weak there, then that may be a. Who's the guy? And I want to ask you this, Corey, because I know you talked about DeMonte Jackson, and I get it. This is the Alabama station, so we don't really get to hear you chastise, South Carolina players. Who's that one player that you don't want us to know about on South Carolina that you will bench right now?
That I would bench. I would bench every offensive lineman if it was me.
Okay, so your O-line is your weakness. Okay, so y'all.
I mean, but again, let me just say this. Let me say this, KJ. But there's a lot of youth. I mean, the three guys. I mean, South Carolina is filled with 5 and 4 stars.
No. We don't want excuses, because you don't give no excuses when.
No, I don't give excuses, but I mean, but they're true freshmen. And when you got true freshmen playing at a position where it normally takes longer, right? I still be insensitive to the fact, but I will bench them, and I would find me somebody that's going to at least scrap and not just get beat. Like, just to not open up the gate and let guys, hey, run on in the backyard and do what you need to do. And that's the problem. You're not giving Lenore's time. South Carolina needs to go max protection, quick passing game, middle screen, throw some deep to Nicholas Harbor, who's a world-renowned track star. He's 235 pounds. I mean, with Alabama cornerbacks, I'll take Nicholas Harbor, because Alabama's secondary does not scare me at all. And so we got
one bad corner. We got one bad corner, and he's been playing inconsistently. We're not worried about Nicholas Harbor.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but your safeties are not playing good at all.
Bray's playing good. Come on now. Bray's playing good. Bray, 18. Bray's playing good.
No, he's not playing. He's inconsistent.
No. You're tripping on that one. Bray's playing good. If I'm being honest with you, sometimes Keon Sabb is a little questionable at times, but
listen, man, Alabama secondary, I'm just trying to tell you, is nobody scared of them. And so they better hope they get home. They better hope they get home.
And we're talking about Lamar Sellers just dropping back in. I pray that they listen to you and you just have Lamar Sellers just dropping back.
No. I'm going over there. I'm going to make sure that that's not going to be the game plan.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. Hey, Shane Beamer on the hot seat. He's going to go back to Virginia.
Nah, he's not on the hot seat, bro. He might just want to go to Virginia Tech.
Fire high coach, but she can't fire Shane Beamer. See, this is what we don't like about you. You're not keeping it real with South Carolina.
You crazy. Wait, why would one fire the man? The season's not even over yet. He won 9 games, should have been a playoff team last year. I'm going to turn around and fire him.
Hey, they got rid of James Franklin, bro. I mean,
Come on, bro. The man's a good recruiter, he's a good coach. They had a lot of injuries.
You don't want James Franklin over Shane Beamer?
Shane Beamer. If I'm Shane Beamer, I'll go to Virginia Tech. I would take James Franklin. Hey, listen, I will give $2.58 to the NIL.
We got to do this. We got to get out of here for radio, but we'll stay on here for a second on the YouTube. So YouTube, everybody, stay right here. We're not going anywhere, but let me close out for the radio. That'll do it for us on this Tuesday, Talking Tuesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Appreciate it, everybody. Look forward to doing it tomorrow right here, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge, tackling sports daily.
The one coach that should be fired in South Carolina is one Dabo Swinney.
All right, we're in overtime, guys. So you guys can hang out here. We'll stay on the stream.
Dabo Swinney should be fired. All he keeps talking about what he did years ago and what they used to be. He's sitting there just bathing in his laurels of yesteryear. Although the team is terrible, they're 3-4. They've been bad against Power 5 top opponents the last 3 years. And yet, you know,
Who would they hire? Though? Here's my thing though. I feel like we live in a microwave society, and I feel like we're so quick to just go on to the next. Now, I will say, I understand there's some situations where guys have been there a minute, like James Franklin. Like, I don't think they should have fired him. Let me be clear, but I could understand why there would be some growing frustration given that his record against like top, what was it, top 10 or whatever opponents, it was like 4-20 something. It was pretty damn bad. Granted, he did take them to the playoffs last year. Hell, they were in overtime with Oregon, who's a top team. I mean, they're seconds away from maybe going down a whole different path. So I do think it was premature to do that, but it's evident that there was already some tensions there. But I mean, but in my head, I'm like, I feel like teams are so quick to fire folks, and there's not even that many. The coaching pool, in my opinion, I mean, a lot of the time you're going to have to take a chance on somebody who's not necessarily proven unless you poach. And some of these guys aren't going to leave. I mean, look at Indiana's head coach, right? They locked him down. I mean, these teams are going to step up, and they're not going to let these guys go. So then you're kind of relying on some. But I don't know. Clemson is the one thing I will say about Clemson is, for all the talent that they have on that team, there's no way they should be as bad as they are right now. I mean, you got a quarterback who was viewed as probably the top quarterback going into the year, littered with potential first-round talent on both sides of the football. And you're in a weak conference like the ACC. That is bad, but I don't think I would necessarily just axe Dabo just yet, unless you really have somebody in mind that you think would, be able to take over.
I mean, James Franklin is 104-45 at Penn State.
Yeah, but look at his record against like top 10 or something? It was like 4-20 something, which I think their thing. And here's my thing. My philosophy is nowadays, like you said earlier, you getting to the playoffs should be the goal. There's so much parity. It's difficult on a weekly basis. I mean, there's a lot of good football teams. Even there's not like that many elite teams now. The pool of just like good football teams has grown. That being said, I think the way you view it is, I mean, if you can even just put yourselves in those positions, I think that's all you can ask for. Like, even like, that's why I said, when we hired Kalen DeBoer, for Alabama fans, don't expect, the next Nick Saban, especially the very next guy, even though Kalen DeBoer comes there with, the record that he has against top teams and all that. I get all that, but to do what Coach did and what me playing in 4 straight national championship games, every single class until like one of his very last ones, leaving with the national championship. I mean, that's not going to be redone, bro.
Well, there's too much parity. That's not going to happen anymore.
Right.
It's just not going to happen anymore. My whole point is this, man. It's just, listen, Shane Beamer's a good coach. I think Shane Beamer, when coaches hire friends, that to me becomes a problem, because if they don't go well, they're the hardest one to get rid of, right? Lonnie Teasley, the offensive line coach, stepped in when the other offensive line coach, who's still on the staff, by the way, had some health issues. They upgraded Lonnie, and Lonnie's a phenomenal recruiter. He's got 5 and 4 stars all across the offensive line, but they haven't performed. So that tells me development probably was an issue, right? They're not getting the development. You go and you hire Sean, who was the interim head coach when Spurrier stepped away. He ended up going to Georgia State and ended up coming back to South Carolina. He's from South Carolina, from a town called Camden, and then you got 3 guys hurt, and against Oklahoma, 3 starters out, and a couple guys get hurt during the game, and you miss them, and they just haven't. It's just, listen, you got to have a little bit of good fortune, so to speak, to get through a season, and injuries is a big part of it. And so I think with South Carolina has talent. When you got a guy like Lenore Sellers, you got some young receivers that can play. Defensively was what I was worried, most about, because they lost 2 deep at the defensive line position. They lost the 4 deep at tackles. All of them on NFL rosters. They got 2 inside linebackers that's on NFL rosters and playing. So defensively, the best safety, 1st-round pick, he's in the NFL. So they lost 7 guys. I mean, that's hard to replace. But yet Clayton White,
welcome to our world. That's what we had to do on a year in and year out
yeah,
basis, man.
but South Carolina don't recruit 5 years down the road and have guys stacked there. So when they lose guys, and then you got they suffer a little bit. But yet the defense has played okay. They haven't been great. They haven't been who they used to be, but they do enough to keep South Carolina in games. I mean, you Oklahoma to 20-something, they didn't get to 20-something till late in the game, right? So they gave South Carolina every opportunity to win. Right? They scored 30 points, which is not much now in college football. They win. They score 20-something against 24 against LSU on the road at night. They win. I mean, Vanderbilt at home, they shouldn't lose that game. They shouldn't lose. Missouri, they shouldn't have lost. I mean, they were in these games. South Carolina, there's nobody that they have lost to, them 4 games, that they could have easily had won. They should be sitting here 6-1, right? In the top 10 team.
Hold
But
on. Let me look at this schedule. Hold on. And wait, and while I pull this up, answer this question for Brock, please. Bama secondary held the number 1 offense at 20 points. Corey, how was Bama's pass defense not good?
I didn't say they weren't good. I said I didn't like the secondary.
Well, I guess that's what he meant by pass defense. He's referencing kind of
Right.
the
I
guys
mean, listen, I think the cornerback, they got Xavier Brown. Is he a corner?
Yeah. He's an outside corner.
He's a good player.
Really good
I
player.
think he stepped up and done well, but I think they have very inconsistent ways in the secondary. Tennessee just missed opportunities.
They had a lot of drops. I'm not gonna
I
lie to
mean,
you.
they had a ton of drops in that ball game, so that game could have gone differently. So, listen,
But think about some other. I mean, trying to think of who Missouri. I'll be
I
honest
mean,
with you.
their pass rush is not dominant now. Let's not make them dominant better than what it was, but it didn't take much for
No,
Alabama.
I think he's asking about the secondary because I'll be honest.
Oh.
I disagree with. I disagree with you on that. Like,
Well, pass
Bray's-
defense involves the front.
No, it does. But I think he was referring to just more so the second. I get what y'all both are saying. He's saying pass defense. If you're just talking about our pass defense, it is good. I mean, we're second in the conference. I don't think we've been tested a whole hell of a lot. I mean, if you go through who we played, Florida State didn't throw the football a whole bunch.
Alabama's second in the
ULM,
conference in pass defense.
Yes.
Who's number 1?
In pass defense, it's Oklahoma, then Alabama coming in at we only allow 154 yards a game. Let me look at attempts real quick.
Where's South Carolina? South Carolina's in the top 2.
Now attempts, this is why I said I don't feel like we've been challenged a whole hell of a lot because attempts, we also only have the fewest attempts thrown at us at 176, right? Versus, the latter teams, I guess, are around like 220. That being said, I mean, we Tennessee was definitely a test. They had a great receiver room. They threw the ball about 40 some times. Granted, again, they had to throw it a lot more towards the end of the game for sure. But still, Missouri, their passing attack, even though they tried to throw the ball, it was atrocious. That was worthless. Georgia, they had some good skill guys this year. Tried to get it done with what's his name? I almost called him Carson Beck. Whatever his name is, I'm drawing a blank. Literally, it happened.
Gunner
Stockton. Thank you. Trying to think of who else really would have challenged us through the air. On who we played. Vanderbilt, what?
Yeah, but they're not a passing team.
Right. So what I'm getting at is if you want to argue like we hadn't been tested a whole bunch, sure. But I mean, like Xavier Brown, he's a hell of a player. Damani, I'll give you that one. He has struggled tremendously this year. He's lost.
Number 3 is not a great player.
Sab, to me, it's like he looks still like a little like he's not fully healthy. I don't know what's missing, but I would say he's okay. Bray, though, come on now, you can't say
he's been inconsistent, man.
In what way? In what way? And
I saw him in pass coverage. I mean, bad angles, giving up. No, he's a good playmaker.
No, and in run support,
I think he'll make plays. He's a good athlete.
Run support has been much better for Bray.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to say maybe a couple times, in coverage, maybe, but not much. And if anything, dude, he's been outside of LT and then Yonze really coming on up front. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Braid's been having a heck of a year. You might maybe you're mixing him up with somebody else. I can't stick with
No, I'm talking about him. There's many times I've seen him and I was disappointed.
Listen, the 2 weak spots right now in our secondary, everybody else, like I said, Keon Sabb, not how he was last year before he got hurt. Sometimes he looks a little off to me, but I'm not going to label him as a risk. I mean, he's doing his job, and I think he's been getting better. I'll give you Damani. He's been struggling. He's been a liability. And Deshaun Jones at Husky. Those two really are the risks, or the liabilities, I should say, which we saw them. They're playing DJ Lee, the freshman. He's been playing really well. I know some people were thinking he played bad because they saw him give up some catches when he was targeted early, but we were playing a little bit more soft, right? Obviously, we know Tennessee, they like to hit those explosives. So he gave up some. That's fine. You can live with that. But he's solid. To me, he's not a liability, right? He's
Okay.
younger, but he's
They're
not a
not. They're
liability.
not horrible. I'm not saying they're horrible. I'm just saying they're not. They're not. I think this inflated ranking is what I just said. It's inflated. Um.
I mean, they
So
come
I
up with
think.
turnovers, but I mean, we come up with turnovers. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm not. I've said Bama's a good team. I said they're a top 5 team. So it don't matter what to me. Just figure out a way to win. So and their kicking game is very suspect. I believe. Um. Talty. I think he's. I mean, it's gonna hold your breath when he goes for field goal. But listen, we're gonna see what's left on that schedule. South Carolina,
you got
Oklahoma.
South Carolina, then I believe you have a bye week. Then you've got LSU, you got Oklahoma, then like Georgia State or Georgia Southern, and then you go on the road to Auburn. So
I think they got a chance to be 11-1 and go play for an SEC championship. But I just believe they're gonna slip up and lose another game. Now, will that be at South Carolina, at Auburn? I mean, or at LSU?
no, LSU comes
I
to us. The
mean,
only
well,
away games left would be South Carolina and Auburn.
okay. Well, then I'm not so much worried. I don't know. LSU is not that good to me.
I agree.
Defensively, I thought they got better, but it's just they've been kind of, whatever. Um, Oklahoma with Mateer, who's a good quarterback, and they got some playmakers on the outside. They got good running backs, and their
But
defense.
post
Oklahoma's
surgery,
defense is
he's
stifling.
no Oklahoma's defense is really good, especially run defense.
Yeah,
But Mateer post surgery has not been. He's
he ain't
not
been
back
good.
up to where he was.
Maybe he threw some good balls to us on Saturday. He did. He threw some good
No, he
balls. He had
did, but
some
I'm
good.
saying, but before the injury, I feel like he was playing a little bit better. Which I mean, it makes sense. He's not
Alabama's
healthy.
going to be a playoff team. I think it's safe to say they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to get into the playoffs this year, and that's the main thing.
At,
That's
wor-
no question
at,
about that.
at worst, I think we lose maybe one more game, but I
That's what
wouldn't
I'm
be
saying. I
shocked if
think
we
they're going. It's going to
at
happen,
worst.
even if it's SEC championships. I think they're going to lose, but they're going to be in the playoffs, and they'll be a team that gets
Top
a home
seed.
game. So I think we're good there with Alabama. So I'm not even worried about if they win the SEC championship or not. I'm not. I think just getting the playoffs because to them it's about national championships.
But you got
Um,
a lot of people are sticking firm or going back to believing Alabama will be the national champion. How you feel about that? A lot of people are.
I think there's a lot of chapstick and Kool-Aid drinking people that's saying that. Um, Alabama is not showing me right now that they're the best team in the country. I think there's
Maybe
too
not the
many.
best, but we can agree on top 5, 100%.
I said top 5 team. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I mean, that's about all you can ask for nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a true definite top team in the country either. I mean,
You said
like you
Ohio
said,
State, and then
I
my
think
guy that I was
I think
mad at them.
Ohio State definitely has a
What about the
good
guy that
case
I
off the
said they
eye
should?
test. Off the
What
eye
about the
test,
guy that
Ohio
I said
State
they
is
should never gotten rid of? Julius saying, I'm just saying, if anybody's gonna beat Ty Simpson for the Heisman, it's Julius saying.
fair, but I mean, can you complain with the product that we've gotten out
No,
of
I
Ty?
like Ty Simpson. I think
I'm with you. I don't think
the
we should.
biggest thing for Ty Simpson has been Ryan Grubb than the offense
I say that
and the
all
play
the
calling.
I've been trying to explain that. I've had people try to troll him and say his success is strictly because of the offensive line play, and
Mm-mm.
it's
Hey, the offensive line is not playing ball that. I'm just trying to tell you. We're going to say if Dylan Stewart is healthy, and then South Carolina has another player by the name of Leonard Jr. Thomas Jr. 46. You go watch him at the edge guy. They're going to give Proctor and those, especially your right tackle, who's don't care who they put in that right tackle. They're terrible. They're terrible on the right side. And
Well, and
Proctor,
that's what I've tried to explain when I discuss the offensive line. Like it's evident that right tackle is a problem. Even the coaches say that. They say it nicely in the media, but I talk to these people. They know they have an issue at right tackle. That's why
who's
you
going to
see
get them
so
from
many guys
telling you?
tripping. And as great as Proctor was this last week, let's not act like he's played to that full potential every week. There's times he's doing a hell of a job this season. Don't get me wrong, but again, it's not been like a perfect product. Then you look on the inside. I can pull up the tape right now. Whether it's Dewberry or Vandermark. Did y'all not see the first series with Vandermark?
They're terrible. The right side, and Roberts is not playing good football.
Dude literally ran through Vandermark. Let me hold on. I'll pull it up on my phone because my laptop, I don't have it pulled up on here. First series was rough for Vandermark. But to be fair, you got the guy at right guard 1 minute, left guard the next. And I'm not saying this to say we're playing bad on offensive line. Like, we did our thing in pass pro against Tennessee, but we couldn't get much going with the running game. Missouri and Vanderbilt, I thought we did a lot better in the running game, but we gave up 4 sacks apiece that game. And granted, Ty held onto the ball. He was probably, I guess, responsible for maybe half of those sacks against Missouri, if I'm remembering correctly. I say all that to say, the offensive line play has been improved 100%, and they're doing a lot of good, but it's just not consistent right now. And I think going into the postseason, that's just got to be better. I'm telling you, I know Ohio State has not played anybody, but that defense, if you're talking about one defense, we haven't had a defense yet really find an answer to our offense consistently. That might be the team that you finally see Bama's offense come back to reality. They got a good unit, man. They got a good player.
Ohio State's good. Listen, we'll see. I'm just gonna say we'll see. I think there's a lot of football left to be played, especially the month of November. It gets very interesting. So, and then it's going to be about who can stay healthy, because that's going to make a big difference down the stretch. God forbid something happens to Ty Simpson. What does the team look like with Banks or with the young freshman? You know what I mean? So you just got to hold on and pray and hope that you stay healthy and guys, can make it throughout the year. It's still a lot of football in this conference to be played, and we're going to see what's the saying about the fittest? What's that saying?
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, survival of the fittest. So it's going to be like that, in my opinion. But this weekend I'm gonna be able to, I need to get you to go get a football and sign it and send it to me. I need to send you some money because I promised some people that's going to be at the game of football, they wanted mine and your signature. I need to see if you can get one.
Yeah, I can do that. Well, look, we've got like almost 200 people in here. People are flowing in here. Give a recap real quick.
Hey,
on
people,
this.
let me step up. Then I ain't know. You need to tell me the lights on. I need to get my.
No, you're good. I'm just going to say I'm sure that the people just joining. It's just
no. Let me just say this, man. Let me
give a quick little preview on this game real quick. Just recap it.
Let me reiterate. South Carolina 3-4. Okay, we beat Kentucky on the SEC win. We beat Virginia Tech, who's a bad team, and then we beat a nobody, South Carolina State, which wasn't pretty, by the way. We lost games at LSU at night, which a couple weeks ago you saw that game. They just shot themselves in the foot and could have easily won that game. Same thing with Missouri. The thing that's going on right here is the injury. The injury bug at the offensive line position has been horrible. And they got 5 and 4 stars. They got guys on the offensive line that everybody in this conference wanted. But they haven't played to their potential for whatever reason, whether it be the lack of development, which I think that's some of it, whether it be maybe they missed on some guys, which I think that's some of it. They are starting to get some young receivers to step up. Matter of fact, Lenore Sellers' little brother named Jaden Sellers, watch out for him. He just really started playing last week. He led the team in receptions. I think he had 6 catches, about 57 yards last week. He is a very shifty guy, kind of fits in that Jalen Waddle type mold. They're going to use him. He's going to play more. Nicholas Harbor's a big target, not a great tree route runner, but he makes some big catches. The running game for South Carolina has been missing. They are milk carton missing. They waited on this guy from Utah State to step in, and he's okay. He's not the Rocket. He's not some of the guys that they've had in the past. He's okay. They got some serviceable backs, but they can't run the ball because there's no movement with the offensive line. And Mike Shula, who Bama fans know extremely well, has been, in my opinion, a liability when it comes to a guy that possesses the talent like Lenore Sellers that been underutilized. And he is a guy, as Bama fans know, that almost went in y'all's backyard last year and won the game. He has that type of potential. He can make every throw if they give him some time, whether it be, max protection, whether it be quick passing game, getting him out on the outside with some half rollouts, boot rollouts, moving the pocket because your offensive line is suspect. That's what they're going to have to do against Alabama. And then we know special teams wise, that's what Shane Beamer, that's who he prides himself in as a head coach, Beamer ball. They got to make some plays in the special teams department, whether it be block a punt, whether it be calling a fake a punt. They're going to have to be some things like that in this ball game that will give them a chance to win. Now, if if my boy's healthy now, I'm just telling Dylan Stewart, he is going to be a problem. South Carolina has two outside edge guys that can give those tackles a problem. And they're going to try to impose their will on Alabama when it comes to passing the football because they know Alabama run game is suspect. Nobody's afraid there. Jam Miller has just been a shell of himself. I'm not worried about, any of the backup guys. They're good backs.
Well, hold on. Let me say this though. He did now get a concussion the week prior. Before
I know that.
no, but remember he went for 135. He was the first 100-yard rusher we had since
I get all that.
2023 before having the concussion. So I'm just saying. So you talk about injuries. Just
I'm just giving you a breakdown here. Nobody's afraid at that position.
I don't
Now,
think you have to be
the
necessarily
problem will
afraid.
be, can South Carolina limit the big plays of Jeremy Bernard? Can they limit Ryan Williams from making acrobatic catches? The big chunk plays. That's going to be the thing. And Clayton White and his defense, they pride themselves on not giving up big chunk plays, right? They'll play and give you underneath throws and try to rally up and make tackles and be really, really good in the red zone. But the key for me, it's going to be the offense of South Carolina because I think there are plays to be made against Alabama's defense. I really do. As good as they have been playing the last month, I think there are some plays there that Mike Shula, and again, it's Mike Shula. He's not. So I don't know. The students are protesting. That should tell you everything about Mike.
Let me ask you this though. But as good as Dylan Stewart is, and we can agree on that. He obviously is one of the best edge rushers in the country, without a doubt. The fact that Alabama has found ways to neutralize these edge players, again, the chips have been huge in helping Formby or Carroll, whoever's at right tackle out, even Proctor at times. That being said, you watch Missouri, yes, 8 and 9, Damon Wilson and I forget 9's name, but really good edge guys themselves. I guess you could say they had success. 4 total sacks that day, but Ty probably attributed to a couple. Vanderbilt, I think, had 4 sacks as well. Tennessee, they held them sackless. So do you feel like it? So what I'm getting at is this. When those were factors like in Vanderbilt and Missouri, it wasn't enough to really slow us down, even though those guys had some opportunities. They made plays. The sack fumble was probably the biggest one. Realistically, that still wasn't enough. That pressure alone wasn't enough to slow Ty Simpson, this passing attack, down. You think one guy in Dylan Stewart is going to be the guy to change all that? Personally, I just don't see that happening. As good as he is, I just don't see that happening.
Well, he's hurt too. Like I said, he's got this hip thingy, so we'll see how he recovers. I know he tried to go back in and play last week. I talked to him in the pregame a little bit. I don't know. They got to get better at the inside pass rush because you can be as good as you want to on the edge. If you don't have good push from the guys on the inside, it's going to be hard for edge guys to really get sacks. They can, bend and come around the corner, but if nobody's there in the inside to make Ty Simpson stay in that pocket, because Ty is a dual threat quarterback, so he can elude, he can evade, he can buy time and create throws. So it's going to be a tall task. I'm not saying South Carolina is going to win this game. I'm just saying that there are areas against Alabama, what I've seen, and again, this will be the only game that I'm actually pulling against Alabama because I'm hoping that the Gamecocks pull an upset. But my thing is, I think there are some areas that can be exploited. And we're going to see.
Tell me what you think that is, because I'll be honest with you. I just don't
I
really
think
see
because
a whole
of lack of running game, and South Carolina's not great against stopping the run, by the way. But I think the lack of running game, and will Alabama stay consistent in just trying to run the football and not getting into a passing shootout type match? South Carolina's going to have a chance. And South Carolina pride themselves in turning over people too. They come up with big plays in the turnover department. So they got some good secondary guys. DQ Smith, he's going to be a high draft pick. Kilgore, who's slated to be a first round pick in the secondary. So they got good players. Sensei 15, you go watch him to be the big cornerback for South Carolina. Very good player. They got guys. They got highly touted, highly recruited guys that's on this team. So we'll see if they finally rise up and play. The thing that I'm just saying to you, I just know the urgency. And when you're like Alabama, here's what you got to be aware of. And I'm putting my coach's hat on here. When you got to be aware of when everybody now is talking good. Think about it. After the Florida State game, everybody was like, man, what is this? Kalen DeBoer need to be out. What's his buyout? People saying they will sell their houses and their property to get rid of Kalen DeBoer after against Florida State. And Florida State has turned out to be horrible. They lost to Stanford the other night. I mean, but to their credit, they have righted the ship and they have played some really good football. Now, has it been football, in my opinion, to where people are afraid of Alabama? No. No, I don't think so. It ain't been flawless like that. So there are opportunities there. And now everybody's talking great about you. Everybody's actually used to use the word national championship all of a sudden. Some pundits have said that. So you have to be careful when you're coming into a den of folks that's very hungry for a victory, needs something positive to happen to your program. You're talking about you coming to a place where coaches feeling a desperation. They know the heat is going to be on. I promise you, you're going to see a lot of different things that you probably haven't seen on film against Alabama because you have nothing to lose. Nobody expects you to win. You got good players. You can win, and that's the thing. They're going to look at film and said, and then I know they're saying this because they're saying we've played horrible football and we've been in all of these games against major opponents, Oklahoma, LSU, on the road. They've been in these games and they have shot themselves in the foot. They were 2, 3, or 4 times in the red zone, 10-yard line, 1-inch line. Went for it against Oklahoma where the game would have been tied. I mean, and they played horrible. So there is enough for a coach to say we lost games not because we just been outplayed, but because we've shot ourselves in the foot. So I'm just
Well,
saying
let me see this. Let me see this. I got y'all schedule pulled
there
up
is a
right
little
here.
bit of skepticism
So,
there,
so
what
you
they can
got
do.
24-11 win over Virginia Tech. I watched that game. That was the start of the year off, and it was actually really
The
close.
neutral site game. I mean, you just got to
neutral
win.
site game, week 1. Obviously, we look bad in week 1. So, I mean, it is what it is. South Carolina State, skip over that. Vanderbilt now. And is that when Lenora Sellers got hurt? He didn't get hurt in that game?
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll take that into consideration. But you guys lost that one 31-7 at home. Missouri, you played them tough. You went on the road. You lost by 9. I watched a lot of that tape. Y'all didn't look too bad in that game. But it was y'all's defense, man. Y'all had no answer for Ahmad Hardy. He was embarrassing a lot of y'all's defenders.
That's why I told you the worst thing about the defense is stopping the run, and Alabama is not their best thing. So that's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on.
You beat Kentucky at home.
That's been their
LSU
best
game.
all-around game. They played great against Kentucky. They kind of looked like we thought they could look against Kentucky.
Right. But so tell me, so here's the thing. LSU wasn't terrible. Like I'm saying, y'all's performance against LSU wasn't terrible. But then I look at LSU and they don't really blow me away though. So I don't know how much to really take away from that.
But it's at LSU at night. It's still a hard place to play.
No, it
And
is. That's fair.
Nussmeier, well, they lost that game because they had no answer for the big receiver named Thomas, 6'7" guy that played basketball that came out of nowhere.
So how do you feel confident going against a receiving core that can
I don't feel confident. I never said I feel confident.
No, I know that, but that's I guess what I'm getting at is like, dude, I mean, there's been a number of teams that have tried. Oh, I mean, I know Georgia's not what they've been. They're kind of a shell of what they've been defensively, even if you just watch. I know Ole Miss is good offensively, but still, it's not the same Georgia defense we're accustomed to, but Kirby and Schumann couldn't really come up with a great answer for us. I mean, I guess in the second half, they played a lot better. I'm pretty sure
I don't think Alabama scored in the second half,
yeah,
did
I'm
they?
pretty sure they held a scoreless in the second half.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else really. I mean, Missouri's defense again. They're a good unit.
But who gives Alabama's defense the worst fits?
Who gives our? Yeah, you're talking about dual threat quarterback. I know where you're going with this.
Exactly. And we have one of the best in the country at that. So if you're a coach, I'm saying you're looking at the tape and you're going, well, they struggle a lot. Aguilar's not a dual threat quarterback at Tennessee. He's a sitting duck, right? I'm talking about this is where I think there's going to be some things where South Carolina can expose when you don't have an offensive line. The thing is, Mike Shula hasn't done that. I mean, they've been running in. You saw the tape. They just been sitting there running stupid inside zone plays. They haven't utilized Lenore Sells at all. They haven't taken advantage of his ability at all, at all. And to me, it's just a crying shame. So I do think this week with the pressure on Shane Beamer to fire his offensive coordinator, the pressure of the students even saying, if the students drunk, beer drinking, cheap beer drinking students can see that the offensive coordinator has been just horrible, and they're willing to protest that he even is on the sidelines, and that's another problem. I had a person tell me an offensive coordinator should always be in the booth, which I agree, so that you can see. I'm just saying there is enough things there that you can see how this could be a trap game. And if you're Alabama, this is a game, and any game, when you go on the road in this conference, and it's been very evident all year in the SEC, crazy things happen. So as good as they have been playing, and I agree with all things that you're alluding to, but I'm just saying to you that South Carolina has some stuff now that can beat you if you don't go in there and play your best. Now, do I think Alabama has to help out?
We would have
Yes.
we would have to play uncharacteristic, and what I mean by that is our
Turnover,
margin
a
is one
sack,
of the best in the
fumble,
country.
a block punt,
Right.
where the
Yeah, y'all
82,000
do have
sandstorm is going to be
Beamer
crazy and
ball.
loud.
Right.
Yeah,
Y'all have
it's
Beamer
going to.
ball. I mean,
I'm just trying to tell you.
I can see a situation where uncharacteristically, again, we have not really turned the football over, right? Ty I guess, still only has one interception on the year. And that was basically an arm punt on that fourth down a couple weeks ago. Outside of that, there's been just
No, I love what Ty says. I mean, him and Julian Sanders are my one and two Alabama quarterbacks for the Heisman right now. He's playing that good, in my opinion. He protects the football. So listen, South Carolina is going to need a phenomenal game. But I'm just trying to tell you, they've never put it together yet. But they do have talent. They do have talent. This is not a horrible football team, even though they're sitting at 3-4. This team can do some things to beat you, right? So that's all I'm saying. This is not the old South Carolina that you just
I
show up.
understand what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
For reference for a lot of you guys that are joining us, I mean, my dad is an Alabama fan through me, but obviously this week he's a former Gamecock. He played at South Carolina, has a lot of ties there. So obviously we're house divided this week, and I'm asking him his cases for South Carolina. It's not like he's trying to just say, "Oh, they're."
No, I just said I don't expect
just
South Carolina to win. I'm just giving you points. I mean, I hope they win. I'm pulling for South Carolina. I don't think they're going to win because the way Kalen the boy has his football team playing right now, they're clicking on pretty much all cylinders. South Carolina is that. I mean, the oil light on. The spark plugs is clicking. I mean, bro, we're click, them cars, but it's struggle. That's what South Carolina's doing. Alabama's engine is smooth right now, but sometimes you can go get an oil change, right? Sometimes you can go change the spark plugs, and then that car starts to run smooth. And what I do know, South Carolina has a dude that's 242 pounds that can throw it, that can change the dynamics of a football game. What I do know, they do have some backs that can run. If they just I think you got to change the system. I mean, you got to be a smart. I always say this: Coaches need, especially offensive coaches, you need a number 2 pencil. You need a coach that can create. You need a coach like I'm watching other teams. I'm like, man, they just design plays that they just scheme guys open. You know what I mean? Like the scheme itself gets guys open on 3rd and 3. The coach knows enough to go against that defense. He scheme a play where that flat route's going to be open for the quarterback. We haven't seen that out of Mike Shula. He is not the guy for the future, in my
Well, I think a lot of Bama fans would agree with you
opinion,
on
for the
that.
football team, like Lenore Sellers. Like he's underutilized. So I'm hoping, and this is a very prayerful hope, that they find a way to get him going because he's too good to be in a system that has been very lethargic. And so if he does, and when he gets moving and he's running, now you put a lot of pressure on the defense. Now guys are coming up. Now Bray Hubbards of the world. Now these safeties getting nosy. Now you got to dedicate a spy. Now you create opportunities for other guys on the outside. These are the things that has to happen. Now, do I think they're going to happen right now today on a Tuesday? No, because of what the history and what I've seen. Do I hope they can change it? Do I think they got the players that can change it? Yes. I just hope that the coach that calls the plays is humble enough to get outside himself and say, I got to change some things for our system to work. And I don't know if he's able to do that. So we just got to wait and see. But it should be a fun game and should be a good game. I know the crowd is going to keep South Carolina just by the noise and everything. They're going to keep them around early. You know, the thing for South Carolina, can they make enough plays to hold on and have a chance in the fourth quarter? If they do, if they're lurking around that fourth quarter, it's 21-17, 23, 20. South Carolina can't pull an upset. It's been done before. So uh, I don't think it's 100% for Alabama to go in there and win. I think they probably got a good high 60% chance, 70% chance to win. But this game means everything to South Carolina. At home, you got Clemson at home. You got Coastal Carolina coming at home. You got to go to A&M and you got to Ole Miss, where I don't think they have a chance at all to win those games. And here's what I'm talking about right here. This is the red zone plays I'm talking.
Dang, oh, there you go. You're going in and out. By the way, what was making me frustrated is I can't log into my. It's like it's keeping me out of my account where I have the all 22. So I just pulled this up real quick. But I was going to try to just show
Well,
offensive line, brother.
they get this pistol formation. And here's the thing with the pistol, you're limited what you can run out of this formation anyway. If anything, you run play action, you got a U back, which is the tight end off the ball right here to your right. Right. Normally you're gonna motion that guy. You can run boot plays out of that. You can run the quarterback run out of that. I mean, but you can see right here, it's just gonna be an inside. He's just gonna open up. Watch it. And then watch the offensive line. Watch what they get knocked back. Look at the crowd. Right. If anything, Lenore's got to pull this and try to just go one-on-one with this guy on the outside. But he gives it.
So that's a bad read on Lenore's if that
That,
is
right. If he pulls his ball right, if he
if
pulls
that's
it right here, it's a
if that's a
walk-in
true,
touchdown.
but that might not have been an actual read. I'll be honest with you. Judging off of his body language, I think that was a split zone. I don't think because
Yeah, but if I'm the quarterback, I think
people say this last year about Milroe. They always say, "Oh, he took like in those exchanges." They didn't realize half of those weren't true like option or read zone plays. They were just like split zone plays. He was meant to give it off. He wasn't supposed to pull it. I think that was what this was here because Lenore's.
Yeah, I mean, he just totally gave the ball, but sometimes a quarterback you got to be selfish. But you can see here,
Yeah,
he
you risk a
pulls it.
fumble. That no, you risk a
The
fumble.
guy didn't hold his block on the outside, so he wouldn't have made it anyway.
Well, this is a bad sequence because now you got fourth and goal. They go out of the gun, and I don't know if this is design draw. I don't think it's draw, but I just think.
But look at the offensive line. So where's the quarterback supposed to do? Look at all the white jerseys.
But that's
look at the offensive line with them turning their backs. So where's Lenore supposed to go with the football?
Listen, I agree 100% with you. Lenore's has absolutely no help, but I'm showing this because I think LT Overton, right? Our defensive line, James Smith has been really stepping up. I think y'all are in for a long day. I don't know. I don't know. We're not as good as Oklahoma, in my opinion, up front, but we're pretty damn close with how we've been playing recently. And I think
No,
those guys, listen, we've been playing a lot better up front. I'll give it to
no.
Oklahoma.
This Oklahoma
Oklahoma,
defense probably might be the best in the country. And
I'm with
they're
you. I
top
said
three in
close. I
every
said
category
close. I
there
said
is.
close. I said close. I said close. We're getting close. We're getting better, right? But to me, regardless whether we're just as good, not as good, whatever we're going to take advantage of this offensive line, man. That's what it is. How are y'all's tackles, by the way? Because I haven't really paid attention to them.
Right.
The
Just,
O tack,
I
offensive
mean,
tackles.
look at them. I mean, they're
They,
not playing. They
well, no,
hurt. The
the
stars are
interior
hurt.
guys were bad. The starting offensive tackles are both out.
Yeah, they hurt.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, but hey, to be fair, I mean, he breaks out of that. That's what that I will give him that though, right? I mean, you got to get
Oh,
him on the ground.
he throws off D lineman with one arm. I mean, the dude is a monster, bro. He's Cam Newton 2.0. He is Cam Newton 2.0. But
Shout out to Tia for the 199 super chat. She said, "Hey Corey, we got Nick Sheridan over here. If y'all need an
yeah,
offensive coordinator,
if that's the case, I'll go over there and start calling plays. I can draw enough plays up to help. If I got that quarterback,
no,
I promise you.
no. I don't want to get. I'm not even going to say the word on here because I feel like you say the word. I'm just trying to skip through here to see what we can see. Anything else, or just is there something else real quick you want to hit real quick while I got this pulled up?
No, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow. I mean, or probably Thursday. I want to listen to what Shane Beamer had to say today because he got so mad after the game when they asked him about making a change at the OC that he didn't like that too much. But listen, I know this is a tough place to play. Right?
Y'all can't stop the run, brother. I'm sorry, man.
No,
That
I'm
Missouri
just,
game, that Missouri game was some of the worst. I mean, it was bad.
yeah, but a lot of it, but the back
But
is pretty
granted, Missouri's
phenomenal.
really good. Yeah, he is. But I'm just
And he's
saying,
done
like,
that against everybody, not just South Carolina. So
yeah,
they're gonna make changes.
we limited him to about 52, though. I mean, granted,
They
he only
will
had
make some changes, and they will be. I promise you. Mark this down. There will be some changes.
man. I listen. I'm really curious to see what those changes are because they're drastically needed because what I've seen on tape.
If they go out there and run I'm telling you, the inside zone. I think everybody 82,000. They might storm the field to get Mike Shula and carry him off. Color. I'm just trying to tell you, this is how much anger and bitterness right now because you
No,
got a guy
listen.
that was supposed to be in New York with the Heisman, and the fact that he has not been used at all is a problem. And so they're gonna have to. And if Shane Beamer and his offense don't do it, then they have lost the fan base for the rest of the year. Then it's going to be a team that might win 4 games, might win 5 games, and that will be a huge disappointment.
This is what if I'll just say this real quick. If y'all want to have any type of chance, you got to get Lenoris involved. You got to get Lenoris involved, and you got to find ways to decept our defense. You got to.
Well, they were trying to protect them, trying not to run them as much.
Well,
The
y'all ain't
thing
got
is,
nothing to lose at this point, brother. Y'all, I mean,
no, I mean
y'all need to.
he has to do it. He puts pressure on the defense, and so I mean Castellano from Florida. I mean he's nothing compared to Lenore Sellers. Can't
No,
throw it like Lenore
but
Sellers. He
it's a
can't run.
different. No, but it's a different type of
Well, it's
quarterback
a
you're
different. They
defending,
run
though.
a
I
different
mean,
kind of offense, though.
well, not only that, but I'm saying Castellanos is very quick. I mean, Lenoris. I mean, he's fast, but I feel like it's a little bit different. He's faster, bigger guy. Castellanos is tough because to me, like, bro, I had to chase around Kyler Murray in college and in the NFL. Castellanos is kind of like that. Like, I mean, that quick. You really got to be on your P's and Q's. Lenoris to me is more like somebody I played against. Hey, Josh Allen or yeah, I feel like Josh Allen's a good one. But he's still a damn good threat with his legs, but it's a different type. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would probably
Well, we'll see. We're gonna see. I'm gonna sign off, but I'm gonna check out the press conference. I think it's just finished up and see what he had to say. But I'll have some more things for you for tomorrow, Thursday for sure. But But again, I don't expect South Carolina to win this game, but I'm not going to say they can't win the game because if they just for one game put it together, they got enough pieces to win. I'm just trying to tell you that.
With the help of us self-destructing, imploding, maybe.
Well, you hope that you help them self-destruct, right? You hope that the defense get a sack from them. You hope that
What happened here?
Tyson to make an uncharacteristic throw, interception, pick six. That those things can happen, especially on the road. Now, he hasn't done that except for Florida State game, but even then, he didn't make a ton of horrible mistakes. So he has been very, very good at protecting the football. And then when he don't have anything, trying to do a little something here or there.
He's cutting out a little bit. I don't know. All I know is this. I feel like our D line has been hungry. I feel like they've had more and more success over the last few weeks, and I feel like they're wanting more. And I think they're going to watch this tape, and they're going to realize they're going to have some opportunities in this game. Like I said, the only thing I think that would really help you guys out is working the perimeter, getting Lenoris involved with the RPO zone read type stuff, getting his legs involved. Maybe y'all have some shots that you can take that you set up. But other than that, bro, man, everything starts up front. And y'all got a big issue there. All right. Looks like his internet is dropping out. It's about time for us to get out of here. Anyways, we went overtime. Oh, he just jumped back on there. But if you guys haven't, man, just if you don't mind, man, drop a like. That always helps us out. It's completely free. Subscribe if you're not yet. Again, we do this Monday through Friday as a radio show, but we're just doing a little bit of overtime. 11 to 1 is our slot. We're live radio, but maybe I'll just start hanging on here post radio as well. And I said last week, still getting everything figured out, but me and former Alabama wide receiver Slade Bolden plan on doing a podcast where we'll start breaking some stuff down. We got
where y'all gonna call it?
We haven't even got that yet. The people dropped a bunch of good names, but I'm trying to I don't want it to be too. Obviously, we're going to focus on breaking down Bama games. That's going to be the main gist of it, at least initially. But I don't want to just limit us to only the name having Bama in it too much where we can't expand. Because, obviously, he can break down all type of offensive stuff. I'm going to do all the defensive stuff, and we can just come together. It'll be fun. We'll try to do it twice a week. He's in Italy right now, and we still need to come up with a name and do everything. But maybe we'll just jump on here for fun and just shoot the shit and figure it out. But I don't know, man. I want something with titles or champions or something. Because obviously, it's important. I won 2 national championships. Slade won, I guess, 2? Because he won in 2020. Then he also won, or maybe won. Was he with me? Was he wait? Because he came in with Smitty and them. So I think he also was with me in 2017. Anyway, I think we both are 2-time champions. Wait, maybe we could do something like that. 2 times breakdown or something. 2 times. I don't know. Anybody in the chat, man? I know you guys dropped a whole bunch, but we got a whole bunch of new people in here.
Yeah. Well, I got to eat lunch after eating all day.
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
All right, chat. Good holler at y'all, and
we'll do it tomorrow.
Roll Tide and go Gamecocks. So this week is go Cox and Roll Tide.
There it is. Appreciate
you. I wouldn't pay $1.99 for Nick Sheridan.
Come on, man. Listen, hey, say what you want, but he's been a piece to Ty's development right now, man. He's his coach. He's a quarterback coach.
He has zero to do with Ty Simpson's development.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No. I know he's a nice guy, but I'm sorry. He has. This is all
don't do
Ryan
that.
Grubb. This is all Ryan Grubb. It's all Ty Simpson benefit from a great big system quarterback and a smart coach's son. A player that understands the game, understands offense.
Facts. All that's true. But I'm just saying. He's also working with him. So I
he just got the title, quarterback coach. Basically, all he's doing is listen to what is said in the headsets and just reiterating what he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing about development. I'm not buying that.
Come on, man. No, he played quarterback, man. He played.
I don't care what he played. I don't care if he played. Listen,
I'm saying. Think about this though. Maybe the coordinator thing won the move, but who knows? We'll get Ty on here. Ty was supposed to come on the show.
Wasn't he the
week
quarterback coach
one?
last year too?
Until the media started acting funny because all they care about is damn stupid
The
NIL
media
money.
should not make decisions based from a coach. Well, he was a quarterback coach / offensive coordinator last year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, I think the emphasis was, being the coordinator. Now he's literally, I guess he's still called a co-offensive coordinator, but he's
Ty Simpson's success are largely based on the system.
it's been no. Well, I think you said a couple of things. I think it's the system. I think Ryan Grubb coming in and working with him without a doubt. I think people are forgetting that, and I don't want to start this big controversy, but this is something I do feel very firm about. I think if Jalen had Ryan Grubb last year, I'm not saying Jalen would be doing what
Oh
Ty
boy.
does. I know I don't want to bring this conversation. I'm just saying if you had Ryan Grubb with Jalen last year, who could do things like knowing, hey, we need to roll Jalen out of the pocket more. We need to get these chips in here to help out. We need to do we need to run these sequences, get him comfortable. I just think it would have been a much different thing last year too. But I say that to say, I think Ryan Grubb coming this year is, I mean, it's literally like night and day's difference.
Yeah, he should have stayed there because he wasn't an NFL OC. But anyway, we live and learn, and we as Bama fans are reaping some good fruit right now from this offense that's very fluid. But yet, when he was in Washington, they could run the football. He had 1,000-yard rusher to go along with that efficient offensive passing game. Right now, they have zero. I bet Alabama's near the bottom in the conference as far as running the football.
No, we're not. We're not in the bottom. I want to say we're.
I said near the bottom. Near the bottom.
I got it right here. It's around middle of the pack, but like a little bit lower, if I'm not mistaken. We are. Oh, never mind. You're right. 14th. Sorry.
Yeah, I know that.
I thought we were around 10.
How
I thought
can you
we
think
moved up
that
a
they
little
don't
bit.
run the football? Like,
Listen,
no way.
but because over the last couple of weeks we ran it better. Again, Jam went for like 130.
And that's the thing that they better be focusing on, because if you're going to be a national championship team, you have to be able to run the football. Because you become one dimensional, and you're going to face teams that got some dudes on the ends, especially against the weakness of this offense. It's still the offensive line. It's still the offensive line. So let's not forget the weakness of this team is still the offensive line and still tackle play.
Well,
Period.
I wish you're on here the other day. We had a troll come on here. He literally tried to tell us. He said the offense line has been the most consistent group out of the whole offense, and he went as far.
He's been the most consistent dude ever wrong on the radio.
Well, I know. And then what's crazy was he came back. Was it yesterday to troll because we didn't give up any sacks, just to say, "Oh, I told y'all so." I know, like basically, like he said something, and I was like, "Dude, you have no idea what you're talking about, man." They had a great performance in terms of pass pro, but still though, consistent. Like that's the worst word to use with that group right now.
That's when you introduce him to Mr. Click.
No. Listen, that's why I said. I mean, from now on, even if he comes back in here, we're not reading. I'm not even acknowledging. But it's just funny you said that, because everybody else sees it. Cole Kubick even talks about the inconsistency at right tackle. Even like everybody else sees it, but I guess you got some people that I don't know that think they're.
I call a guy like that Basement Bob. That's Basement Bob. So
yeah,
all right, I'm out. I'll holler at y'all.
All right, good deal. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
All
right, good deal. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close down again. If you haven't, man, just drop us a like. That always helps out. Subscribe if you haven't. Again, we'll be doing it again tomorrow, starting at 11. Hopefully, everything will be fixed with the main setup. Worst case, we'll be right back like this, which this setup is just as good. It's on my laptop. But that being said, appreciate all you guys. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on the Miller's Edge. See you.